Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, Nintendo is just full of surprises. They decided to drop the new Special Heroes banner tonight on a Saturday, which they've never done before. So, very odd. Definitely took me by surprise. Got the notification on my phone that there was a new trailer out. Don't know anything about it other than it's Christmas related. Didn't see the preview, didn't see who was on it. So it is a surprise. I don't know anything about it, so we can watch it together for the first time, but definitely unusual. I don't know if that means we're going to be getting more trailers on Saturdays going forward, but definitely wasn't expecting this one. So let's go ahead and watch it together. I wonder if they're ever going to change that intro to not be Veronica anymore for like Book 2 or Book 3. Spreading holiday cheer to all. Special heroes to battle. Isn't this the wedding music? Holiday dear. Oh god, Faye.
I hope
That's cute. Okay. Glittering breath. Oh wow, there's an exclamation point. Is that... So are there exclamation points next to new skills that haven't been in the game before? Okay, chicken. That's cute. So they're not going to... Oh wait. Oh, they did. They changed the dragon sprite to give her little horns. Sparkling gallantly.
It's tough to move around.
Ephraim.
All
Alright. Armor Lance user. Festive Sigmund. Dragon Fang. Attack Defense Solo 3.
I got you something.
Okay. Gentle as Snow.
This
okay.
festival warms the hearts of
Naturally.
all who attend.
Ephraim. Followed by Eirika. Looks like she's a staff user. Attack Opening 3. What is that? Okay, it's only a 3-person banner. Gifts of Winter Paralog Story. And who is that? I don't know who that was at the end there on the map. That's the new free unit. If you guys know in the comments below. Well, who am I kidding? Of course you guys know at this point who it is by the time this video goes up. I'm sure it's all over the Reddit and wherever else who the new character is. But I'm not familiar, so I'm not entirely sure. It's a 3-person banner, which is pretty good when you're talking about seasonal banners. It's a pretty good chance of rolling one of the characters, because each one then shares the 3% focus. And none of them are sharing colors. Eirika is a colorless, Ephraim is blue, and I believe Faye was green, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and replay that, take a look at the skills and everything together. I don't think anybody really expected this. I guess one interesting thing to note is that while Eirika and Ephraim do have a lot of alts in the game, these are their first seasonals. Neither of them, even though they have, Ephraim has 3 versions and Eirika has 3 versions as well, neither of them have any seasonals. These will be the first seasonals for each of them. Eirika and Ephraim both have a legendary version. Eirika has her cavalry version, and Ephraim has his brave version. Yeah, neither of them have had a seasonal version, and this is the first seasonal version for each of them. And this is also the 4th edition for each of them, which completes their emblem team, their Ephraim emblem or Eirika emblem. This also sort of historically marks the first time that they've modified the dragon sprite for a seasonal dragon. If I'm not mistaken, I believe all of the other seasonal dragon sprites have been basically palette swaps, or having different attack animation. I think this is the first time we've had some of the costume effects carry over, which is really adorable, especially in the instance of Faye, because Faye is super cute, and her dragon form is super cute, that big fluffy chicken, and so the horns carrying over, or the reindeer horns carrying over, is really cute. I'm glad that they did it. I think it'd be really cool if Nintendo decided to release an update for the older seasonal dragons that might update the dragon sprites for them, maybe to add something here or there. I don't know what it would be, but for, Halloween Myrrh or Summer Tiki or just any of the seasonal dragons, dragon forms, so that they felt very unique. So today, in addition to having a trailer that releases on a Saturday, they've also updated the trailer so that there's a little exclamation point next to, it looks like, new skills that are introduced into the game. So that's So that's fun. Let's replay the trailer now, take another look at these characters, and give our first impressions. So let's play now. Yeah. Spreading the holiday cheer to all. Special heroes to battle. Holiday deer. Alright, let's pause here.
Presents?
Okay, so Faye, she does look really cute. Okay, so she is an armored dragon. I'm kind of lukewarm on the whole armored dragon thing. It's kind of blasé at this point. Yeah, they exist. Yeah, they're around. Yeah, they feel really powerful in the game. And they've introduced some dragon counters to that effect as well. I don't know. I'm not terribly surprised by that, I guess. We did just get a number of new infantry dragons in the form of the Korans. But the art for Faye does look adorable. She does look very cute, and she looks very cheerful and very festive. She's holding up her dragon stone. She's wearing those little reindeer antlers. I don't know if that's the same artist that did the original Faye. It does look like it. I just can't recall offhand. Sarah Blandy is reprising her role as Faye. Sarah does a great job as Faye. She also voices a number of other characters in the game, such as Kaguro. She's got some range on her, so she's doing a good job here as well.
I hope I do.
Alright, let's take a pause here. So this is what's a little unusual to me. They have an exclamation point next to Defense Res Bond 3, noting it as a new skill, but Glittering Breath Plus is also a new skill. I guess it's a seasonal skill, so maybe that's why they didn't want to necessarily highlight it as new for the summon pool, but it feels a little inconsistent. I don't know. Anyway, Glittering Breath Plus, 14 might weapon. During combat, boosts unit defense and res by number of allies within 2 spaces times 2. A maximum of +6 to each stat. If foe's range is equal to 2 damage, so it has adaptive damage, and it also looks like it has sort of almost an owl tome effect, except your allies don't have to be adjacent; they have to be within 2 spaces. And the boost to your stats are really for just defensively, for defense and res, not for attack and speed. It seems powerful. It seems interesting. It seems like a lot of fun to play around with. I don't think you're going to be seeing a lot of dragons suddenly switch to Glittering Breath. The breaths that are currently being used have built-in distant counter, or they have some other more powerful effects associated with them, like debuffs and other things. I don't think you're going to be seeing as many people switch to Glittering Breath. I could be wrong, but it's interesting and different, and I appreciate that. It's a different option for different types of dragon builds. Luna for the special. Defense Res Bond 3, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants defense res +5 during combat. Not to gloss over it, Luna is actually kind of interesting on her just because it seems as though she's just glancing at the rest of her skills. She has Vengeful Fighter, she has Defense Res Bond, she has Glittering Breath that increases her defensive stats. It's interesting that she has Luna for her special, because you would think in most instances you would want to have either Bonfire or Iceberg, Glacies, or Ignis to take advantage of the fact that looks like she's built to be an enemy phase unit with high defensive stats. So it is a little strange that she has Luna for her special. Defense Res Bond 3, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants defense res +5 during combat. We know about the Bond skills. They are powerful skills, very good A-slot skills. Vengeful Fighter 3, extremely powerful for an enemy phase unit. If HP is greater than 50%, and the enemy is attacking Faye, she'll get special charge cooldown +1 per attack, and Faye will make a guaranteed follow-up attack. Vengeful Fighter, extremely powerful. We all know how powerful it is, and this is no exception. And it seems like it would fit her well based upon the more defensive nature of her other skills. And then finally, Armor March 3. Never a bad idea to have on an armor team to increase overall maneuverability and mobility to that team. Just very useful overall. So let's keep going. Okay, yeah, see, she's got little reindeer horns. That's really cute. Okay. Rawr. Kaboom. Yeah, that's cute. Okay. Sparkling Gallantly.
It's tough to move
Alright, let's
around.
pause here. Okay, Ephraim, he's a lance armor. I I didn't see what Eirika was. If she's an armor, that means she's the first armor healer in the game. I completely missed that if that was the case. We'll see that, I guess, in the future, if that's true or not. But anyway, here's Ephraim in his very festive gear. He's got a Christmas hat on. He's wearing the colors, the red, the green, the white. Looks good. Asatani Tomoyo doing a great job on the art once again. She's drawn most versions of Ephraim in the game thus far, and I believe all versions of Eirika in the game thus far. It's no exception. Did a great job on the design. Got that lance that has sort of pieces of some Christmas-like cloth on it. It's got that long flowing cape going along with that gallant title that he has. Voiced by Greg Chan, who's voiced every version of Ephraim thus far. So no surprises there. He does look good. Doesn't look especially armored or anything, but again, that's not really a thing anymore in Fire Emblem Heroes, that armored units actually look armored, and that obviously started with the last Christmas event that was mostly armored, and none of the characters looked like they were armor units, so kind of goes in line with that.
This holiday getup is good on defense.
Alright, let's pause here. So Festive Sigmund, 16 might weapon, lance, accelerates special trigger cooldown -1. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed res defense +4 during combat. Okay, so going along with Ephraim's sort of motif of running into a battle and doing what he wants by himself, this does play along with that. It is going to be his own legendary weapon. It's not going to be inheritable. So it essentially has a slaying/killer effect with the -1 cooldown. And then he just gets +4 to all of his stats when he's by himself, which is really good. I will say that the condition of the buff is kind of interesting. He doesn't have to be, first of all, it's an in-combat buff. So it's not an activated buff. It's not like a beginning of the turn buff. And as long as he's not adjacent to an ally, he gets these boosts. So he'll still be able to enjoy the effects of wards, goads, just because on an armor team, those other units could be one space away, and Ephraim can enjoy those buffs and those boosts, and he'll also get the boost from Festive Sigmund. It also still works with Hones and Fortifies, because at the beginning of the turn, you'll be next to your allies to get that initial activated buff, turn activated buff, and then Ephraim can just basically take a step forward, then he'll get the buffs from Festive Sigmund as well. So pretty powerful. Okay, Dragon Fang for the special boosts damage by 50% of unit's attack. Attack defense solo 3. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack defense +6 during combat. We know about the solo skills just like we know about the bond skills. This is just another one of those kind of filling in the different combinations of stat increases for the A slot. Bold Fighter 3, we all know how powerful the Bold Fighter skill is. Incredibly powerful, borderline broken for armor units. Just really, really strong. Player phase as opposed to Vengeful Fighter, which is enemy phase. Grants an additional +1 special charge, which obviously works synergistically with Festive Sigmund. And also guarantees a follow-up attack. No HP threshold for Bold Fighter, which continues to confuse me. Close Guard 3, allies within 2 spaces gain if foe uses Sword, Lance, Axe, or Dragonstone, grants defense res +4 during combat. Okay, so that's similar to the Leg Yarn C-slot skill that I think it's Distant Guard 3, where it has a similar effect except for ranged units, basically. It gives allies a defensive buff if they're within 2 spaces and they're being attacked by either close or distant ranged units. So not a bad skill, pretty good.
I got
Dragon
you something.
Fang. Alright, so let's take a quick pause here because we may be able to calculate what Ephraim's attack stat is based on this. He has Dragon Fang for his special. If we look at the stats here, he's doing 95 damage. The preview is showing 62 damage, so the difference of which is going to be 33. So Dragon Fang is doing 33 damage, which means that Ephraim's stat currently, his attack stat is 66. So his attack stat is 66. If you subtract the weapon, which is a 16 might weapon, that brings him down to 50. And then if we assume that he has the solo skill and the activated Sigmund skill, that's an additional 9, if I'm not mistaken, so that would be 41. So unless I'm missing something, which I totally could be, I could totally be screwing up this calculation, but it appears that Ephraim's native attack stat may be 41, which is very, very high. Again, 95 minus 62, which is 33, 50% Dragon Fang activation, so 66 for the attack stat, minus 16 from the Festive Sigmund, minus 4 from Festive Sigmund's effect, minus 5 from the attack solo skill. We get 41. So who knows if that's going to be the case. I might be forgetting or neglecting one of the skills that affects his stats, but 41 seems like a solid guess as far as his base value attack. So let's keep going. Gentle as snow. Oh, and we've got Eirika. Okay, so she is an armored healer, the first armored healer in the game. Completely missed that the first time we watched the trailer. So just like with last year, that introduced a whole bunch of really powerful armored units and a whole bunch of really powerful armor skills for the Christmas event. This year we're getting all armors once again, and we're getting the debut of an armor healer in the form of Eirika. I'm really curious to see how they do this. She is an armor unit, but she's also a healer, which means that the BST is kind of up in the air. People who love armor units tend to care about BST because they usually are hardcore arena players. Me, I don't really care about BST at all, but I am interested to see how BST plays a role with Eirika here because that's going to influence, I think, how whales will view her. She's going to be powerful no matter what. Healers in this game offensively are incredibly powerful, and Eirika is going to be no exception here. I haven't even looked at her skills, and I already know she's going to be incredibly powerful just by nature of being a healer and being an armor unit. That said, depending on her BST values, I could see some whales not necessarily whaling for her for arena purposes. But regardless, she's going to be a powerful unit. But that aside, let's take a look at her art. She does look cute. She does look gentle. Obviously, it has kind of a matching outfit to Ephraim. She's got a little pleated skirt with the stockings. She has the very festive-looking staff with the ribbons. She's wearing her Christmas hat as well. Again, Asatani Tomoyo doing the art for the siblings, and Kira Buckland reprising her role as Eirika. No surprises there. She looks good. Alright, so let's pause here. Joyous Lantern Plus, it's going to be an inheritable staff. Might at 12. At start of turn grants defense res plus 5 to ally with highest attack for 1 turn, excludes unit. That's very interesting. So it's a map-wide buff. You know, we've seen the map-wide debuffs. Obviously, they're very powerful in the form of the chill skills as well as the legendary weapons for the Niffle characters. We haven't seen so much map-wide buffs. And so I do think that's a very interesting addition to the game, the condition being you have to have extremely high attack. If you have extremely high attack, then and the highest attacker on the team, you will get a defense res plus 5. That's an activated buff at the beginning of the turn, no matter where you are in relation to Eirika. That's extremely interesting. It sounds like the introduction of a new sort of class of skills of map-wide buffs. What I will say is, while map-wide debuffs are incredibly powerful, when we're talking about the chill skills, again, we're talking about Aversa, I think map-wide buffs are not nearly as powerful. I think in this instance, it's intended to be working in tandem with somebody like Ephraim that's using solo skills. Because if you have somebody that's using solo skills or really gets huge advantages by being alone on the battlefield, then these types of skills that are map-wide buffs are going to benefit them the most, right? That being said, I don't think it's that important that you have map-wide buffs to synergize with a solo character because you have more control as the player on your team. The map-wide debuffs, the reason why they're so powerful is because it doesn't matter what the enemy configuration or enemy positioning is, you get the advantages of the debuff however you play it and wherever you are. Map-wide buffs, for buffs in general, you have more control over your characters and where you position them, how you position them, where you put them. Even in the instance of a solo character like Ephraim, like I just mentioned, it doesn't necessarily work against goads, wards, hones, and fortifies because Ephraim just has to take one step forward or be 2 spaces away from one of his allies in order to take advantage of those buffs. So my reading of this, my interpretation is that it's meant to work in tandem with other units that use solo skills. I think it's interesting, and I like to see more interesting and unique skills. I don't think it's necessarily necessary for solo units, because I think that they can just reap the benefits just by being nature of being player controlled of these other buffs without it being a detriment to using their solo skills. Alright, so next, Restore Plus restores HP equals 50% of attack, minimum of 8 HP, neutralizes allies' penalties, so really gets rid of any debuffs on the unit, and negative status effects that last through the ally's next action. So yeah, really powerful, really great healing skill as far as healing assists are concerned. Heavenly Light for the special. When healing an ally with a staff, restores 10 HP to all allies. Again, that's a great healer special. It allows her to heal basically her entire team upon activation, so that's useful. Dazzling Staff 3. Foe cannot counterattack for the B slot. Okay, so they did give her basically the full kit. Okay, so they did give her Dazzling Staff 3 for the B slot. Foe cannot counterattack. Working in tandem with a Wrathful Refinement for Joyous Lantern, or really any staff that she ends up using, is a very, very potent combination for any healer in the game. That is what makes them so powerful, is that combination of Dazzling plus Wrathful, and she comes with it. And then finally, we have this new skill, Attack Opening 3. At start of turn, grants attack plus 6 to ally with the highest attack for 1 turn. Okay, so again, in line with this whole Joyous Lantern, the map-wide buffs, Attack Opening 3 is also going to be a map-wide buff. And again, it looks like they're introducing map-wide buffs into the game. I already kind of talked everybody's ear off about that, so I'm not going to go into it again. I will say that both Joyous Lantern and Attack Opening feel like they're intended to work for Ephraim, considering that we just calculated that Ephraim probably has an attack stat of 41, which means he's going to have an extremely high attack stat, so that Eirika will be supporting him and basically giving him a defense res plus 5 at the start of the turn, as well as an attack plus 6 at the start of the turn. And he doesn't need a speed boost because he has Bold Fighter, so it feels like Eirika is intended to be the support of Ephraim in this batch, and that certainly makes sense. Aw, that's cute. Her art is cute. The little sprite is adorable, too. Okay. Gifts of Winter Paralogue story. So we'll get a paralogue, plenty of orb opportunities. I don't know who that is in the corner there. I don't know who that is in the corner there. It looks like a dagger unit, so it's... Alright, so looking at this map, the sprites look awesome. I will say that. I kind of like the sprites like more than the art in the game. I think the sprites just look really cool for this batch. So the fourth character there, I don't know who that is. Please educate me. I just don't know who it is, but it looks like if all signs are pointing to it being an armored dagger unit, armored colorless dagger unit, so that's certainly interesting. And of course that unit will be free, whoever it is. Alright, so special heroes are here, availability on starting on the 18th, and then all the way until the 18th of January. So they're going to be here for the entire month, which means that they are going to be overlapping with any New Year's units that we end up getting, which is interesting. So that means we may have, 2 batches of seasonal units overlapping with each other. So just bear that in mind. I mentioned before, it's a 3-person banner. Each unit has a 1% chance of appearing in any given stone because the 3% focus rate is broken up amongst the 3. And there is no color sharing, which means that if you only want one of these units, you can snipe on that color and not be worried about getting spooked by one of the other focus units. So personally, I think of the batch, Eirika has the most to offer. She's the most unique. She's the most interesting. She's obviously the first and only healer armor in the game. And I think that alone makes her a very potentially powerful asset to any armored team. Ephraim and Faye look strong as well. I just don't think they're necessarily rocking the boat as much as Eirika is in terms of introducing something new into the game. For me personally, I'll probably be going in pretty lightly on this banner. I don't think I'm going to be going in hard. I'm not a huge advocate of Armor Emblem, as a lot of you probably already know. And while I do like all of these units, I'm a little bit hesitant to go in on this, especially when New Year's is around the corner, and we're going to get a New Year's banner as well. So I think I'm probably just going to do my first free pulls and then wait to see how things go, and what else is introduced down the line before making any moves on this banner. But let me know in the comments below how excited you are for Christmas Ephraim, Christmas Faye, and Christmas Eirika. if you end up going in on this, which character you are looking for. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride and watching the trailer with us for the first time. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you so much for watching. We really, really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.